Last night, after Trump bombed Iran's nuclear sites, a friend asked me, why are we defending Israel? Fair question, especially when some people are claiming that Trump just did it to fulfill Netanyahu's bidding.
I totally agree. I thought Trump was going to fund any wars, only protect maybe Israel, but this was just a little too wild for me too.
Now, I get that people are scared of repeating Iraq, but here's the thing. There is clear America first rationale for the bombing, even if you ignore Israel entirely. And it's important to understand it, even if you disagree. So here it is. First, civilian nuclear energy requires 3 to 5% enriched uranium. Research reactors use 20%. Nuclear bombs need about 90%. Iran's been enriching to 60% since 2021. There is no peaceful reason to do that. In the best case, it's a bluff for negotiating leverage for Iran versus the US. In the worst case, it's prep to make a bomb.
I mean, that makes sense. If you don't really need it, but you're still collecting it, I might be a little more worried. You know, that's like my son's girlfriend is starting to buy bullets.
Going from 60 to 90% takes weeks. After that, it's much harder to track what they're doing. They could make a bomb in secret, underground, at their Fordo facility. And that's probably why Trump bombed it. Iran has restricted international surveillance. The International Atomic Energy Agency director said they can't confirm Iran's program is peaceful. Worse, in 2023, the IAEA found uranium particles enriched to 83.7% at Fordo.
Yeah, that's like finding the girlfriend's Target's practice doll with bullet holes, but you haven't found the gun.
Iran called it an accident. Many experts were skeptical.
I like an accident that I would like to survive. You know?
Third, why strike now if they've had 60% for years? Because between February and May of this year, Iran boosted their 60% stockpile by about 50%, enough to make multiple bombs.
I was thinking also having a bomb might give you extra balls and maybe people might be incentivized to do extra stuff. That's what I think. I'm a pattern recognition expert, but I'm a very dumb person.
Fourth, a nuclear Iran doesn't just threaten Israel or the US. It triggers a chain reaction across the Middle East. Saudi Arabia has already said, if they get a bomb, we have to get a bomb. Even Muslim countries consider Iran's government a threat.
I was thinking also having a bomb might give you extra balls. I guess I'm not dumb anymore.
Even Muslim countries consider Iran's government a threat. The UAE has called out Iran's regime for creating tension and instability in the Middle East by funding terrorists. Saudi Arabia calls it the head of the snake.
I mean, if Saudi Arabia calls you the head of the snake, I'm not saying they're wrong, but they might be onto something. And I'm not calling Saudi Arabia a snake, but I still remember when my wife told me that woman is a hoe. And I told her, why is she a hoe? And she was like, because I'm a hoe. And that actually shocked me. And for some odd reason, I had a certain respect for her for a very long time because at least she's honest.
Fifth, a nuke gives Iran cover to escalate proxy warfare through Hezbollah and Hamas, which they fund. They don't even need to use the bomb. Just having it changes everything. And sixth, Iran's regime, the Islamic Republic, chants death to America. Now, to be fair, America's history of missteps in the region has contributed to that hostility. But acknowledging mistakes in history doesn't mean ignoring threats in the present. The fact is, a nuclear Iran is a real threat.
Mengadilo, remember to subscribe. And a lot of people are like, it's nothing. It's just a quote that they're screaming. Prove it to me they said that. Okay.
They chant death to America. I went to Iran in 2014. I was sitting at a rally. These young guys were chanting death to America. I had a minder. I said, what are they saying? They're saying death to America. They finished the chant, and two young men came over and said, are you American? I said, yes. We want to welcome you to our country. We love American culture and love American movies. They wanted to talk about all these things. Iran is the most Western nation in the whole Middle East. We have much more in common with them than a lot of countries that we do have alliances with.
Yeah, I'm sure they're very feminist too. I'm like, come on, man. It's like there you go to the country, women should stay in the kitchen. Hey, welcome to Iran. Are you happy here?
Was Trump influenced by Netanyahu? Maybe, but he chose to target Iran's nuclear capabilities, and there's a strong America First rationale. If you don't like what he did, ask yourself, what was the alternative? It was a calculated risk, not an easy choice. But Iran was playing nuclear poker. Uncertainty was their weapon. Trump removed that uncertainty. Peace isn't made only through diplomacy. Sometimes it requires force, such as the imperfect and sadly violent world of man. I don't know if Trump exhausted every peaceful option first. I hope he did, but he made a choice. Hopefully, this helped you understand that choice, even if you disagree. Now, we all wait to see the consequences. Trump rolled the iron dice of war.
I guess that's something that I would never see. But if somebody outside of Trump was saying we can't 100% sure say it's safe, I don't know. But the energy amount is still building up. I don't know.
Going from 60 to 90% takes weeks. After that, it's much harder to track.
I don't know. That I can't follow. You can say, well, they're influencing you in the bad way. I'm like, okay, sure. But at least also I'm sure they have been funding a bunch of people around Israel in a way that I would never support. So I would still look suspicious in your direction. And at least I could do that in a peaceful time if I can contain it. It's kind of harder if you have the boom boom.
Even if you disagree. Now, we all wait to see the consequences. Trump rolled the iron dice of war. Let's pray that the result is peace, even if that peace was won through force.
This is the information that I have. Iran has been helping Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas, Islamic Jihad in Gaza, in Syria they helped also, and also other proxy wars for the Shia militias in Iraq and Houthis in Yemen. And there comes a point you're helping so many people that are not like a Western country, but you still want to justify their actions, even if they have bigger weapons that would be actually be considered a threat, and they can actually say, if you don't abide by our rules, we're going to shoot that. But we need to trust them by their maybe possible Islamic standard. They're not going to use it.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Butta fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk. Criollo colombici jam jam. Turloketa berdetta welcome.